What's going on there, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boy, oh boy, do I have a absolute treat of a video for you guys today. This one is, I don't know if it's going to make anybody salty out there. I don't know if anybody is going to get a chuckle out of this one. But man, after watching the Actman's, most recent video over Splitgate 2, which I thought was honestly a very good, solid overall review of the game and the state that it's currently in, he is getting so much backlash, and it seems everybody is just ignoring everything that he's stating just because he said in the video that he, enjoys the game, and that is the biggest problem of them all. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post here daily at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. Everything between Splitgate, Call of Duty, Battlefield, even Ark Raiders, you will see on this channel. So like I said, hit that bell. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, go link that channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep into all the juicy details here, I do want to discuss one single thing with you guys, and that is the fact that the dailies, and I believe the weeklies as well, should be resolved. As you can see right here from the Splitgate status page, weekly challenges update. We've deployed a fix that is allowing weekly challenges to be completed as normal. Now, this post was put up June 17th at around 40-ish p.m. Eastern Time, just so you guys understand, because this video is going live on the 18th, so just let me know down in the comment section if everything's resolved for you guys, if you tried it out last night, if things are working, or even if you tried it out this morning, if things are, going very smoothly. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get back to the actual topic of today's video, the juicy details on the Actman and Splitgate 2. As you can see right here from Matty Joe, saying, does the Actman deserve the hate for this video? The video was Splitgate 2 deserves better by the Actman. And Matty said, I don't know, man. I feel like just giving this game praise gives you hate. He even gave criticism too on the marketing side. I think it's kind of undeserved. And in the comment section, Dilbert said, Splitgate 2 deserves better. Sponsored by Splitgate 2. And, holy F word LMFAO. But the response by Assassinator, I think, is perfect here. People who are saying that didn't actually watch the video. The thing that Splitgate 2 deserves better of is marketing and professionalism from the devs. He was literally saying the devs need to be better in how they are marketing and some of their behavior that was a bit unprofessional because the game itself is so stinking fun, and there are a ton of people who are judging the game by everything but the game itself. This right here is a genius answer, and honestly, it really does showcase to you guys, especially when, you see people come to these YouTube videos and, talk the talk. Nobody ever actually views these videos. Nobody actually listens to what the content creators have to say. Yes, obviously the Actman had a sponsored video with Splitgate 2, but he said all the truths and the problems within this game. Now, personally, I gotta be real with you guys. I still think, for me personally, not everybody's going to agree, but I think it's great how the developers are handling a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I see these developers as gamers, and we all know how gamers talk. But the Actman actually made a great point saying that, we have to go a bit further and understand the developers are still representing a company. And again, from me, this is amazing. I'm in heaven. I'm like, yo, these gamers are actually gamers, and they're putting a game together for us, This is phenomenal. But for the mass majority of people out there, when they look at 1047, they look at a company, and when they see the developers coming out and saying these type of things, it could have some negative impact on the overall image. And the Actman, gave out his take. That's all. He let everybody know all the negatives and all the things that they need to do to improve their image and get more people to actually be on Splitgate's side. But when he puts out this video discussing the pros and the cons of the game, of course, the mob is coming right at his neck. And instead of acknowledging all of his points, listening to the video, and having a good, genuine debate, it's always bash this, bash that. Oh, you like Splitgate? You're a moron. You're an idiot. The devs are horrible. They don't know what they're doing. Everything is bad, 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 bad. It's so sad. I have to say this. It's so freaking depressing. Because every game that I ever witnessed that is new, trying to come into the scene and actually make something of themselves, they get bashed like it's nobody else's business. And it's hilarious because they're getting bashed by probably the laziest individuals in the world. I mean, seriously, over half the people who are mocking the CEO for coming out on stage and saying what he said would sound like absolute morons. Let's be honest here. I am literally willing to bet money on that fact that if any one of these haters or anybody who's, talking crap on the devs for, acting the way that they did or, talking the way that they did, I guarantee over half of them, if they were given 30 seconds and 30 seconds only to come out, describe the game, and try to pump up the crowd as much as possible, would sound like idiots. You know, this isn't like YouTube, like this video right here, where I can go back and edit my commentary again and again and again until it's perfect for me and perfect for you guys. No, this is a one-time shot, right? There's no cuts, there's no other takes. This man has to go out live, you know, nail a 30-second response of describing the game, and like I said, go on to the trailer and move on for the rest of the games that have segments within the Summer Games Fest. People just, again, they don't give any games a try. They talk like they're experts, but in reality, they're just overall haters. Jealousy, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it is jealousy that these developers started out in a dorm room and now they own a, actual development team. Maybe it is jealousy. Who knows? But the way people act is just wild, and the fact that they aren't willing to open up their minds to a true discussion about this game, and the slightest, bit of positivity about this game brings pure hatred, is just simply mind-boggling. But it's not even just the Act Man that's getting a ton of hate no matter what he says about Splitgate 2. It's literally everybody, guys. Everybody. If you post any type of positivity on Reddit whatsoever, you are going to be met with the mob. And it's just such strange activity. Like, it's another post here by Jay over on the Splitgate, Reddit board saying, "Why does the community hate the game so much? I did not play the original Splitgate, but I'm a veteran of other PvP FPSs. Splitgate 2 is the most fun I've had on an FPS in years. It reminds me of how I felt when I first played Titanfall 2. The classes and weapons are all fun. I don't dislike any of the maps. The matchmaking not being skill-based is a huge blessing. I play it regularly with 3 of my friends, and we all love it. It blew my mind when I came to Reddit and saw the majority of the community crap on the game constantly. Why all the hate when the game feels genuinely so fun to play?" Now, firstly, I do want to say there is a matchmaking bracket in Splitgate 2. The devs described it as a light matchmaking bracket. Take those words as you will. I've seen many other people debate on, different things. I have no clue, though. I'm just telling you guys what the developers said in one of their live streams. But for the rest of this post, spot on. This game is genuinely fun. Like, the developers really put a lot of passion, love, soul into this project. The gunplay is so crispy, the movement so smooth. And again, it might not be for everybody, but honestly, it's there. And the hate that it's getting is kind of unnecessary. Instead of just saying the game isn't for you, people are just taking massive shots at the devs and, a work in progress style of game, something that might take a little bit of time to cook up, but we're here for it. We are absolutely here for it, and a lot of us want to see some positive change within the FPS space, and this game could 1010% bring that, but nobody is willing to lighten up. But I actually saw a response to this post that honestly is very, very true, though. This comment is by Counselor saying, "If you use other platforms, the sentiment seems to be pretty positive from what I've been seeing. Not sure why Reddit has been so negative about it, to be honest." And No Winter says, "Reddit literally hates everything in every community." Both of these statements are true, although, like I said, the Act Man got a lot of crap. At least from what I can tell on Twitter and also on my channel here, yeah, there are definitely haters. Don't get me wrong. There's tons of people who just cannot fathom that I like this game. I don't know why, but it genuinely makes people pissed. It is what it is. But it really does seem that it's just the Reddit page that is filled with this toxicity. I don't know what crawled under their crap right now. But boy, oh boy, it has them feeling some type of way with the overall product that they're not even like I said, criticizing it for legitimate things. A lot of the hate is just unnecessary. Like, I'm not even talking about, people who wanted to get their dailies done and are unhappy with not being able to progress through their dailies. I'm not talking about that. I'm literally just talking about pointless hate. Topics that make absolutely no sense for you to just say that the game is bad just because it's it just doesn't add up. And I think No Winter has a great point here. It really does just boil down to Reddit. You can go on any page, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, again, Splitgate right here. No matter what page you go to, yeah, there's a sprinkle of positivity, but typically it's always just the most negative individuals. Even X-Defiant, bro. X-Defiant was like a night and day difference. You go on Twitter, you go on YouTube, and there's people posting positive clips, people hyping up the game, YouTube videos of people actually enjoying the project and, actually covering the updates and so on and so forth. And then, of course, you go over to Reddit and it's just like, this is garbage, that is garbage. The devs are idiots, they're morons. The devs have no clue what they're doing. Reddit is just a toxic place. It really is. And honestly, for all the people who partake in this type of activity, you guys are absolute losers. I'm sorry to say it, man. It's so weird too, because doing what I do here, making videos, you see people who hate watch content so consistently, and I don't know how they do it, but I can only imagine how miserable of a life that must be to hate watch content or hate watch anything on social media. Like, who genuinely wants to go out of their day to go to a subreddit of a game that's pissing them off and rant all day and call people morons all day as a source of entertainment besides someone who is feeling absolutely miserable inside? I don't know. Like I said, when I go ahead and view things, I view things I like. And if I don't like it, I'll probably not go ahead and view it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This toxicity has taken over gaming so heavily nowadays, and it's just sad to see. But, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to leave you guys with all this information here. I thought it was a pretty funny topic, and also wild that Actman got all of that hate, and just seeing all the hate that this game gets in general. I don't know. Leave your opinions down below. Do you guys like the game? Do you hate the game? And if you do hate the game, what is your legitimate reason? Forget about the devs. Forget about all this noise. What in this game, not bugs that can be resolved, the game itself, the gameplay flow, movement, gunplay, map designs, all of that stuff, what don't you like? And give a reason for not enjoying it. Why is it not your style? That's what I'm curious with. I don't want to hear pointless garbage, It's no fun to have a debate with that. The fun is when someone can actually, think and actually present why something is bad to them. So hopefully we can get some constructive criticism within the comment section today, but we'll find out. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post here daily at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, if you guys are interested, gotta link that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.